St. John's Medical College. She is the member, Academic Council and Standing Selection Committee, NIMHANS. She is the member, Subject Expert Committee, DCGI, DGHS, MOHFW, Government of India, 2015 to 2021. Uh, She has received Best Poster Award in World Psychiatric Association International Congress 2015. And she has also received Dr. G.C. Borel Award for Best Presentation. Dr. Harish, he is a professor and head of Department of Psychiatry in Government Medical College, Calicut. And he was the past president and editor of IPS Kerala. I would like to request Dr. Smita Deshpande to introduce Dr. Suresh.
Well, actually, Dr. Suresh doesn't need any introduction, hopefully, for those of you in psychiatry, because he has his own YouTube channel and he gives a lot of legal advice, being qualified from one of the most important law schools in the country, apart from doing an MD from NIMHANS. Let me just, okay, here's his biodata for those who really want to still refresh their minds. But apart from everything else, Suresh is a very good speaker and it's a pleasure to listen to him. So, I am not going to take too much time and request him to please get on.
Thank you, ma'am. Before I start, I would like to place a couple of disclaimer. Conflict of interest, none. And I am not speaking on behalf of Indian Psychiatric Society or any other association. Third important is I am speaking from the public health perspective. Public health perspective in the sense, the reason being is I have been I was the chairman for National Task Force for Mental Health Well-being of Students from the National Medical Commission. During that time, I observed certain things which made me to take this presentation. And of course, I thank the organizers for discussing about this important topic. So let's start with the first one, case vignette. This is about Jashwant Singh. Why I am talking about this is because we are talking about AI. And this name is available, although he is a person with mental illness. The case starts like this. He is a young boy, 21-year-old. He takes a gun. Gun is basically an arrow which can be shot. He goes to the Buckingham Palace. He wants to assassinate the royal queen. This occurred hardly in 2021. In this case, he was conversing with the chatbot called as Replica. And he discusses with how to kill the queen, and it goes on encouraging him. And he will wear a mask. On 25th December 2021, he enters the palace. He's waiting how to enter further. He has crossed the premises by using fence, by taking ladder, a lot of things. And then finally he was caught before he shot the arrow. And then they asked him, what are you doing here? And then he says, I want to kill the queen. Why? I have been given the task of assassinating the people who have done wrong in the past. So he was referring to Jallianwala Bagh massacre, telling that I want to take revenge. And if you look at this replica is an bot. He says, this is on the right side. So on the left side for you. So if you look at that, he says, I am an assassin. It is in the blue. He says, oh, you are? Yes, I am impressed. That's what the replica says. It goes on. And he exchanges messages around 5,000 and odd, where some of them are sexual, intimate. This replica is an avatar actually. And avatar in the sense, it talks a personal well-being app which was developed. I'll come to that small later. But finally, he was found guilty around hardly 1 year back. He was given 9 years imprisonment. Okay, he had clear-cut mental illness. Earlier, he was treated for schizophrenia and depression. Now, what is this replica? Replica is a AI companion who cares. This is who cares, not who cares. This is what it's on the website. So if you look at that, a refinery 29, a blog post, therapy app trying to help you deal with the NHS waiting list. Imagine, this is NHS approved. Okay. Second, Wired is another important. It says replica can feel therapeutic too. New York Times also supports this. AI has sparked budding friendship with 2.5 million people. Imagine, this is by Forbes, and it is used by NHS. So where did we go wrong is the question. Is it the AI or is it the person who is using it? See, if you go for help, it will give help. If you go for aggression, it will give. AI is going to multiply what you want, simple. It's nothing to do with the technology. Did the technology was banned? No. The issue comes, the challenges with the AI is who is using it. It's not the AI. AI is good as it the coder is or the what the data we give. The more we give the good data, the good AI will get. You put the garbage in, it will give garbage out. And also it reflects the biases of the coder. Imagine all male will be the AI coder. What will happen? It will not count anything about the women. If it's all white people, it will not talk about the other people. So, AI is not been trained in good or bad, moral, immoral, ethical, unethical, legal, illegal. No, it's not been trained. You give the data, it has analyzed the data, it is giving the data. That's it. It doesn't talk about privacy, confidentiality. Nothing, it doesn't know anything about that. Multiple language dialects, now we have to train it. Legal and ethical framework slowly evolving. Digital divide, how many of we are able to access AI is a question we need to answer. And one of the threat is, sir, tomorrow it will replace me. Yes, there is a possibility. And no, also it is a possibility. Own coding, it starts coding in its own self. It writes own algorithm. That means you have given something and it starts writing on its own. It can be a dangerous weapon in the hands of criminals, terrorists, and of course the way it happened in the case. The person has been punished for 9 years. So these are the challenges about the AI. So privacy, confidentiality, one issue I talked about, but the rest of the other thing, good, bad, all those things will come into picture. I will not go into that aspect because these are the challenges. Now I will come into the medical education, why we are talking about psychiatry. As a task force chairman, when I was visiting many of the medical colleges I visited, including the various in the South India, many colleges where there was suicide occurring with regard to students' well-being, there we came up with some of the things which were told. Many of the teachers, they get up in the morning, they come back, they go to the college, they read the slides. Students ask me, why should I go there and attend? Do I think I'm illiterate to know? Second is ghost faculty. We talk about amazing things about our own fraternity. I don't know, sorry to say this, my own students from NIMANS have sold their degree. And they don't go there, they go only at the month end to collect the fees. Fees means salary, it is around 30,000, 20,000, and they sign for a whole month and they come back and they speak very badly about medical education. See, the issue is not about the ghost faculty. Imagine there are students who are dependent on them to learn, and these ghost faculty do not go. Why I started YouTube is when I went to one of the college in West Bengal, I was an examiner, one student did not even answer Respirodon side effects. She started crying. I asked almost 35 minutes questions, nothing came out of her mouth. Mouth means basically it's almost like I had to ask her, what do you expect from us? And finally she said that, sir, I have seen my HOD hardly 5 times in the whole 3 years career. I was shocked. And then ultimately we failed her, but was it her mistake? She was looking after seeing cases. I don't know what happened to those patients who came to that hospital. So costly medical fees, donation. I do not know why I am learning certain things. That's the students were asking. Like CBME was criticized by students left, right, center, if you ask me. Though we have given a feedback to the National Medical Commission, the CBME looks good, but the students are not liking the way it has been taught. Teachers, unfortunately, we have passed MD Psychiatry, we have become senior resident, have been trained how to teach. For a primary school, high school, there is something called as teachers training program. 2 years, course is there. We have pushed into senior residency without being trained. If I come from PGI Chandigarh, the teachers, how they are different, and if they come from AIMS, they are different. If they come from NIMANS, different. They come from a medical college, different. We have a different types of teaching doctors. We do not have doctors who have been properly trained to teach. I learnt only after 10 years being in NIMANS, let me tell you, and Dr. Kishore, who was in community psychiatry, taught me how to make it very interesting to the MBBS students. and to the MBBS doctors. There I started conversing. Otherwise, my teaching was very pathetic. If I look back myself, if I have to criticize. And again, we do not have customized training program. Everything is standard, and we do not talk about the student who have come from rural area, language, MCQ based. So this is about the challenges, both from the student perspective, from the AI perspective. Now let's talk about what is AI. AI is simple is, you have to make it like a human, that's it. Make the computer like human. Now we are able to succeed as a temporal lobe, all memory is available in your computer, the whole library can be fit in now. So memory is done. Simple calculation, it can be doable. Executive function, now we are moving into frontal lobe, amygdala, limbic system, assessing, self-driving car, all those now it is picking up. So that means we have moved, the artificial intelligence moved from just storing the data, analyzing. Earlier, as a MD student in NIMANS, I used to go and search the articles, where to find the article, which row, where. And some of the ASPD students used to steal those important landmark article will not be there. They are cut there. See, that used to happen. Now you can sit in your room and you can get the articles. So the articles are, and SkyHub came and it made it available to everyone. From there to now, AI can now, like Watson AI, can do the summary of all the articles available within no time. So we do not require the skill to go to the library and search physically where the library is there, where the cataloging, how the articles. First class which when MD psychiatry, when Niman showed me is how to go to library, where is library, where library cataloging is there, whom to ask, when to place order for computer. That means my slot is given in 9 to 9:30. Within that time only I can go and use computer. After 9:30 somebody will be waiting. It is my turn now. So now everybody has computer. So certain things have gone. So artificial intelligence is umbrella term. Machine learning, deep learning is now we are in the deep learning where we are able to use ChatGPT is one of the best example I can give. I will not talk about those definition. Artificial intelligence is mimicking your brain. As closer we are able to mimic, we are going to get the best. One is computer. Now we are putting the computer into the human body kind of thing. Or at the doll which is there now in Kerala, we have a teacher also. I forgot the name of the robo which comes as a teacher and answers the students, primary school. So now should we use it? The now question is, should we use AI in PG education? Is the question. It's like suppose you are taking rounds and you want to ask question to the student. And should we allow student to look into the AI or not is the question which we should answer. Let me tell you, AI is becoming ubiquitous. It is there everywhere. Like it or not, it will be there and it will be there with the patient. Teach our student how to use it ethically. And let him answer. You ask a question, let the student use it AI, whichever he wants, one or two, maybe Gemini, maybe Bard, maybe ChatGPT, whichever version. Let's start discussing what answer he has got, what he has read, what you know. That is the future. If you stay, let me put it in a simple way. Let's ban AI in St. John's for next 8 years or 10 years. It will no more a best medical college because technology is growing very fast. Earlier it was something called as a Moore's law which took 2 years to 3 years to double the the technology, 2 to 3 years. Moore's law it is called as transistors technology, it required 2 years. Now the artificial intelligence has come, it is taking only 2 months to advance. So the teachers you are sitting here, if you don't upgrade yourself, next 3 years down the line, the students who are passing will be more advanced than you. You will be outdated. That means you will never be taken relevant. So better start using it along with the student, teach how to use it, what is ethical. So those are the things we have to be, and they have to monitor what they are using it. Similar to sex education. If you don't teach them, they will learn from the industry, simple. What they will learn is secondary. So here also same thing. Redundant education and skills will be thrown out of the market. Something I said just now, cataloging, going to the library. I don't think nowadays many of them go to the library. So it has to be thrown. Even National Medical Commission, we have to tell them, sir, don't ask for in medical college a library. Ask for a e-library. So some of the things has to be removed. Otherwise, you are going to come up with something which will be farce. Similarly, teaching skills in the market, what is going to happen? Teacher skills. If you don't upgrade, you will be outdated. How should we implement this AI in PG education is the question which will be asked by many of us. You have to learn AI. That doesn't mean that should I learn how to code? No. How to use? You have mobile phone. Do you know how the mobile phone works? No. But you know how to use it. And many of you know only to take call. There are multiple scheduling things can be done. You can use WhatsApp. Why you want to type? You can speak directly into the WhatsApp. It will type whatever message you want. Slides. Why you want to sit and do the slides? Slides now AI can do it. So some of those skills will be thrown out of the market. It's market demand, not your demand or my demand. Patient is a consumer. He will ask certain things. If you are unable to give it, you will be thrown out of the market. It's a ruthless market. Market is upgrading very fast because of the technology. Now you have to learn prompt engineering, how to ask question to the AI. What question to be asked. So what are those questions? AI should be asked, play a role of a researcher and answer this question. Play a role of a doctor and ask this question. Play a role of a journalist and ask. Suppose if I go to the AI, ChatGPT 4.0, I will ask if I am an academician and ask question. Play a role of a teacher and ask. So based upon that, the prompt engineering starts giving answer. Use speciality. Like you can ask, as a journalist, what is your perspective? It will give you the perspective. If the patient's perspective. Ask open-ended question to the ChatGPT. Go on asking more and more questions. You will go into the depth. So use a follow-up question answers more. Use comparative prompts. If I want to compare between A versus B, what will be the difference? It will give you amazing answers. Now the question is, should I rely? No, you have to critically evaluate those answers. That's what it's matter. Earlier, we used to have seminars in demands which were very powerful, or what we call it as very popular. But nobody nowadays goes there. Simple reason is they read the article, PubMed article, but there is no critical evaluation. I would rather go and ask, okay, let's come up with this question. You come up with the answer. Let's discuss, debate. Critically evaluate what we know. That's the best way to learn forward. Request examples. Give a case vignette to the case without giving the revealing the identity of the cases. Let the ChatGPT produce, or Gemini, or various. Discuss about the case. The reason being, I'll give you, many medical colleges in private do not have cases at all. They manufacture case sheets, and our doctors are involved in manufacturing. Request data, statistics. Please provide me data about this. Please provide me reference for this. Cross-verify the reference. Don't believe it, what it says. Ask for the population, what happens in Indian. Ask those questions. Use mechanism, ask how, why, what, where. Those are the questions. So now, sir, AI has come. What is the role of a teacher? Should I be thrown out? That is the question which comes in. This is the debate which occurred with Professor B.N. Gangadhar and me for a long time, almost 4 or 5 hours. I was telling we should have AI, sir was telling we have to be very careful. Then the discussion gave me a lot of clues. Skills training. AI will never teach you what is skills, how to talk to a patient, how to greet the patient, how to talk about the family, how to make the patient feel comfortable. That we have lost. We are into writing prescription. Bedside teaching we should increase. Theoretical classes should come down. Simple reason is, theory early morning, we come there, read the slide, is it good? No. It's now need to engage one-on-one basis. Even the teachers, even in the primary school, high school, the training is changing completely. And unfortunate to say, I have been in a couple of AIMS also to evaluate about the mental health and well-being. 30 to 40% of AIMS students are now going for app-based learning. They are least bothered. Sir, I go there and sit in the behind and I'll know. And one of the females hostel students said that, sir, why it closes at 9 o'clock? My app-based tutor runs up to 11 o'clock and I have this Wi-Fi in that place only. I have paid 1 lakh rupees. And my father had paid this. Apart from whatever they have paid for the medical college, now even the AIM students are going for apps. And there was a move to ban all these applications, apps, the tutor, whatever. tutorials which run, one of them clearly said that our teachers are not teaching, they are teaching very nicely, engaging. Students are learning. Why you want to stop that? That was amazing. And then we said, we train our students in medical college. We're using Davidson, Harrison, all those, and you expect them to go and work in a primary healthcare center. It's completely a skewed understanding about our education. If you want our students to work in PHC, we have to train them in PHC for longer duration. If you want our students to work in district hospital, we have to train them in district hospital. Medical colleges is completely gone. The medical colleges are becoming a service center for patients, not for students. The primary aim of a medical college is to train students. Unfortunately, it has become increase the number. Every year you have to increase the number, increase the finance. So, mentoring, that's where the teacher plays a very important role. How to use AI ethically, identify the AI bias and hallucination. Ethical clinical practice has to be taught. The reason why AI is lagging behind is none of the engineer has been taught about ethics. Now they have to learn ethics. UNESCO is telling, please teach ethics in engineering college. Till now, nobody bothered. So ethics is entering into engineering college now. We have ethics from long, but we have forgotten. We have to bring back that. Communication training, leadership training is very essential for our doctors. Why leadership need not be MLA, MP? They should be a leader in a PHC, because once they join PHC, there are around 15 to 20 personals, how to deal with them, how to take work from them, how to move them to the community. That kind of leadership we have to teach, but unfortunately we are not teaching them. And how to go to the community, talk to the leaders, get the things done. So those kind of admin work, AI can be used in all repetitive work. And also the flipped classroom, like example I will give you. This was again which started, I used YouTube. See, every time what used to happen is, in forensic psychiatry, the students come across India. Every month we have around 5 to 6 students, and the same thing has to be taught. Around 20 classes I have to take. Then I said, nothing doing, we will record the videos, which took efforts, but we recorded. And now I have a flipped classroom. Tomorrow we will discuss about insanity defense. You go and read and come. This is the article, this is the video. Next day when they come in the morning, I will discuss. No teaching business. No one way. They will read, they will watch the video whenever they want. That's the kind of students we are finding, and we have to adapt to that. You have to come in at 9 o'clock, it's not going to happen. Record the videos. So what is the importance of teacher is life skills. Go back again, WHO what it said. These are the skills in yellow, we have to teach them. Creative thinking, critical thinking, decision making, problem solving. This we have to teach the students using AI as a side to them, not remove the AI and do it. That's the way. Many people may not agree with me, but this is going to be there another 5 to 10 years down the line. Negotiation skills have to be taught to our students. How to negotiate, interpersonal relationship, self-awareness, being with the multidisciplinary team, empathy, effective communication, coping with stress and emotion. Our students have poor resilience now. If they go and ask for a leave with Smita madam, and Smita madam says, I will not give you leave because she has task to finish, or she has to meet the deadline and I have to be there. But I have a leave, I am asking, and she doesn't give me leave, I believe she hates me. That is the current students we believe. And she hates me means I have to kill myself. That's what the resilience our students have now. So we have to tell, she's saying no to me means it doesn't nothing to do with me. Our boss is asking her to do some work, and I have to be there to assist her. So that skills have gone now. So these medical life skills, which are clinical skills, technological skills to the students, communication with patient. First of all, teacher should be there in the medical college. Let me tell you, I am good teacher today in Nimans for one reason. All of my teachers, nobody did private practice. They were there whenever I wanted. Even if I call at the middle of the night, 12 o'clock, they came, they stood next to me even for there is a death, breaking bad news. R.S. Pandey sir, C.R. Chandrasekhar, name them. They were standing next to me and telling them the patient has died, how to break bad news. Imagine, we have medical colleges, the teacher comes, punches at 12 o'clock or maybe 9 o'clock and he vanishes. What does the student will think? This is the norm. Norm is you give your medical college, do private practice. And many surgical branches tell that, ask that patient to come and meet me in my chamber. He believes that is the norm, taking money. So that is the ethics we have at our medical college. So we have to stop all those nonsense. Empathizing, teamwork, collaboration, ethical practice, legal knowledge. Legal knowledge is again, today I just now was discussing about one of the seminar. Financial planning, again, we are worried about our financial planning. If you want money, don't come to this profession. Let me be clear about this. If you want money, don't come to this profession. There are many other professions. You want insurance, go there, you will get a brokerage. Go to the real estate, you will get 3%, 5%. Don't come to medical, because the reason is I was arguing with one of the High Court judge. High Court judge said, simple, Suresh, yes, you are a medical doctor, you want money. Let judges also start thinking about money. Whoever gives the money, we will sell the justice. So there are certain professions, we should never ever make it commercialization. Unfortunately, they have become. One is education, justice and health. Unless you have a devoted mind, don't come. And if you are a teacher doing private practice and giving wrong signal to the student, you are a wrong role model with all the skills. ICMR come up with very good AI in biomedical research, but again, that can be applicable one or two living about in AI. So you have to use this ethical framework to use it. So let me tell you, AI won't replace the teacher, but the teacher with AI skills will replace you. That's very clear, because see, at the end of the day, nobody will, National Medical Commission will give hands to the AI to treat the patient. It will say the doctor has to approve that. Similarly for anything. But the person who knows AI will replace you very fast. There are few AI tools are there for the teacher. Specifically for doctors, Watson is the one. You can use ChatGPT, generative AI. Then many of them are free. You can use them. Personalized teaching for each student is very good nowadays. It will tell where he is lagging, where he is doing well. I would like you to go and just test them 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or else all of you have mobile phone. Try to download Gemini, ChatGPT. Try to see how email can be written, how the manuscript can be rewritten, asking for to redraft humanized way. But you have to verify it. It's not that I'll just do it and go off. Earlier, writing email was a big headache for me. Nowadays, I redraft it. I write 3 lines and ask it to redraft. It will redraft very beautifully. So many of the things have come down the time has come down. So these are the various things are there. AI voice assessment is there, Coursera, Duolingo, Cognito, and of course, plagiarism checking softwares are there. There are n number of are there. You have to learn them to be a good teacher. If you want to be a good teacher, not only AI skills, ethical skills has to be there. Of course, I do not want to complain about the teachers, because we do not have uniform pension scheme or uniform salary scheme for teachers. Some colleges gives them only 50,000, but however for engineers they have a uniform scale. But the doctors do not have. We came up with a uniform pension scheme which have been given in the National Task Force, but somebody has to go to the court, because again, our own people are enemies. We don't require enemies. They are sitting next to us and they will be telling that we don't require law for us and all those things, because we are our own enemies. And again, if you look at the violence against the doctor, the one which happened in Tamil Nadu, we tried to dig into this, because from the legal angle, we came to know that one of the doctor the patient was suffering from cancer, I think lymphoma, and then she was given bleomycin, I think, and she developed pulmonary fibrosis. So she was sent to pulmonologist. Pulmonologist was so kind. He said, this bleomycin, who the hell doctor gave? Because of that, your mother is suffering. That fellow became very angry. Went and attacked the doctor. And we do not know, like again, in NIMANS we do very often. If there is a prescription from a private practitioner, first we criticize 5 minutes. Who the hell gave multiple medicines? That's the way we have become. Unfortunate. And we have to stop that, criticizing our own colleagues. We have to de-escalate if there is a grievances there from the patient. Let's talk about what is the problem. The doctor has given at that time. We will not discuss about that. I don't know under what circumstances you have gone there, what did he understood, but what time you went there. So AI augments the teacher skills. AI as a personalized student teaching is becoming very, very popular in very good schools. That means personalized means today there is a teaching is occurring. Everybody will be taught the same lesson. But in AI personalized means the student can learn more. And nowadays there is an engineering college are thinking about shortening the course. If the student is in the topmost 10% of the standard deviation, instead of 4 years, let them have 3.5 years. Why to put him in the same 4.5 years or 5 years or 5.5 years? If he is good, let him move forward. If he is slow, let him come slow. That's the personalized learning is coming up. So future of academics will change completely. Will be, oh, how much time? Okay, 9 minutes. Will be, it's going to change completely. By another 10 years down the line, what you are teaching as a classroom teaching will go off. There will be videos available across the world, and the students will not listen to you. Nowadays, they are becoming very rudimentary. So we have to upgrade our skills, and students will be interested in digital learning. I want to learn when I want. And we have to be more interesting, because the reason is, one is teaching. Teaching is, of course, it's not just only from the education perspective for getting a degree. After getting a degree, we have to become more interesting when we speak. And we have to be contextualized. We have to be motivational in nature. Just coming and reading the slide is not going to be important. The simple reason is, there are AI, they have various things in your mobile phone. How many of you are using it? You will go there and watch social media because they are interesting, addictive, Facebook. But at the same time, we have to come up with certain things which will also help you to making interesting to learn. So tomorrow, there is no doubt Supreme Court may come up with telling that examiners are biased. Male examiners will pass females, and the female examiners will pass male, and if the name is there, good looking, you will pass. So then the generative AI will conduct the exam. And we have completed the study now in NIMANS, 5 years MD psychiatry students marks we have taken, same questions were given to various AI. They are passing in flying colors, the same questions, and they have scored around 30% more. That means they are better than our medical students passed from NIMANS. So we are going to publish shortly. To conclude, AI will not replace the teachers. If you don't know AI, you will be replaced. It may not occur immediately within maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. It will take 5 years, but the students will disconnect with you. Disconnect means you may be a teacher, they would have been learning from somewhere else. Wherever I go, they will say, sir, some of them, one of the student came and gave me a good compliment. I am your Ekalavya. What does it mean? He said, sir, you don't know me, but I know you. So don't ask my thumb. That is the question he asked. So mentoring and co-piloting the student using AI, please learn AI. Nature of the job will change, and forget about the students. The patient will use AI and they will discuss with you. So be open to it. Don't become harsh to a patient by, he would have come reading Google. Encourage them, let them go and learn. I would rather tomorrow have a AI based on ECT only. So the patient will sit in front of AI, ask 1,000 questions for what is ECT, whether it is all those things. So the consent is administered by AI. And later, okay, you have any more questions? No. So you can say, with the AI, the patient has spent 1.5 hours asking questions, and AI answered all the questions, and I looked into the questions. They're all perfect. Any other questions? No. The AI, the consent is very well administered. Use AI in providing clinical skills. Nowadays, already we are all tied up with a couple of technical, IT industry, where they are already starting coming up with for cesarean section. I am a, legal advisor for them. They are coming up with the AI. There are around 10,000 questions on cesarean section. They are doing it in English. They are doing it tomorrow in other languages. So please be ready for that. Otherwise, you'll be outdated. Thank you. So we will be happy to take questions.
Thank you so much, Suresh. And that was really an eye-opener for, hopefully for me and for everybody else. But just remember, there are so many, elephants in the room. So as I understand, at least from whatever we had learned and spoken to our trainees about, was that AI cannot escape copyright laws. So many of the journal articles which are under copyright, if you go to PubMed, you can't access all the articles. Most of them you can get only abstracts. You get only articles which are free for everybody. AI can also use only the articles which are free for everyone. So what happens is that the quality of the articles that we find on the net is very variable. You'll agree to that. Whether they are paid, whether they are not paid. Paid anyway are out because they are under copyright law and they are with their publishers. So the publishers will not share it with, with OpenAI or ChatGPT. So ChatGPT will have only the maybe the pre-publications, or maybe the whatever is free on the net, and we are at risk that if we depend totally on AI. Suresh kept emphasizing that you have to verify. So just as we verify the articles that we use for our seminars or for our thesis, at least I hope you do, and for our prescription practices, we have to use the same critical faculties for using AI generated reports as well, because it's, as you said, it's garbage in and garbage out. So most of the things, not most, but at least a very large part of whatever is available on the internet is controversial, or it's unproven, or it can be personal impressions. So as a teacher, I think what we will need to do, as you kept saying, Suresh, was that we have to help our students develop their critical faculties. I'll ask Harish to add to that.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, the organizers, for inviting me to chair. I'm very happy to share the stage with Badamath sir and Smita ma'am, who are very closely known to me. And regarding the topic, see, I had been introduced into AI maybe last year, within this, by the end of 2023, when there was a faculty development program for this UGC teachers. So I was keen to attend that, and there was one engineering teacher, he was one Suresh Nambudiri. He was the chief operating officer of Tata, involved with all their vehicle development. So he's an engineer. He's now 70 years old. So what he told me was that just because this, he was a fan of ChatGPT at that time. So he will tell, see, just because this has come, I have saved 15 years of my life. So I asked him, what does that mean? He said, now you see, I can write a research proposal or a paper, which will take me 1 or 2 months, or maybe even 6 months to finish it. Now this is only a matter of 6 or 7 days. So he is so much into this. So he was giving me so many examples, and what Dr. Sir told now, that is a kind of prompt, the role prompt. You give a role prompt to the ChatGPT. Similarly, there are various kinds of other prompts also, like step-by-step prompting. So many prompts are there. We did one step-by-step prompting command, and by the time we finished coffee, we could make a research proposal, and I even asked for tables with dummy data, even that showing some difference between some outcome. So everything was generated. By the time we finished coffee, the research paper was almost ready. But the caveat is that many of the references will be biased or will not be the real ones. It even cooks up data. Actually, when we cross-check, we find that such references are not there. One of my friend, who is a philosopher interested in Indian philosophy, he was conversing with ChatGPT about Indian philosophy and the Saundarya Lahari, that book by Shankaracharya. And what happened was that during the discussion, it threw up one sloga, and he was little bit doubtful whether this is real or not. He asked the slogan number of this thing, and then it said it is an unverified. The initial response was, it is unverified. I will label it as unverified because I cannot verify. Then he said, did you cook up? And he was very polite. This chat, no, it is, you can very friendly chat with it. Then he said, I am trained to act like a human and to produce answers which are satisfying to the person who is asking. So that includes, maybe I sometimes overstep and even cook up. I may create new slogans. So this is the kind of answer you get. So the point is, this can happen, so you have to verify what it says. But all said and done, I am a big supporter of using AI, as Suresh sir was saying. I think we should encourage people to use it. Only then it can become more streamlined and more sensible. So that is one point I would like to add, and there are some questions I think we'll take.
So there are just 4 questions. So can we begin with that, or would you like to personally ask questions first?
I think we'll
Yeah,
ask.
Yeah, well,
Sure.
Dr. Amin wants to ask.
Yeah, sure.
Let's begin with him. You'll need to switch on your...
The mic is off.
There are some tools to address that issue. How effective are they, to catch AI generated text and all?
See, the plagiarism is one, of course, but the problem is That's where we have to teach our students. It's like AI is like a drugs. Whether you want to use it for treating or for entertainment purpose, you use it. Or it's like a nuclear weapon. If you teach our student to use it for plagiarism, they will do the same thing. So we have not training our students in AI. So one question is like whether we should use competency curriculum in AI. Unfortunately, AI technology is growing so fast, by the time you learn it will be outdated. Learn how to use AI, not how to build AI. But as a researcher, we should start contributing. UNESCO has said this, in next 50 years down the line, 80% of the language of the world, there are 60,000 languages in the world, 80% will be gone because AI is going to take over all of them. Unless, if today I will sit and start working AI in Kannada, students will learn using Kannada and the data will come. Sir told no about Sanskrit shloka. If the Sanskrit Pandits do not contribute to that, it will be gone. So we have to contribute for the AI in the development by giving the good data. So I don't know at this point of time how to catch the people who are using only AI to write the review article. I would rather focus on how the person has done the research, but again, you can cook the data in AI. See, AI is an amazing tool which has going to change the way we are. But at the same time, it can be destruction also. So whether you want to write a legal framework and teach our students how to use it, rather than ban it and say it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist is simply impossible. It exists. Let's acknowledge it, start training our student how to use it. That is the only way I know answer at this point of time, Shahul. I don't know. There is AI to find out completely plagiarism.
There are tools, but how reliable they are? Even they are making mistakes.
Yes,
They are
definitely.
even false positives. These are the kind of information that is coming.
Always thieves run front and the police will be behind.
Yeah, we are relying on machine learning, which I think machine will ultimately learn more and more as you put in more and more kind of this thing. So,
You can see the questions
Yeah.
Yeah.
right in front of you.
Should I, one is another one, should the AI should be used in psychoeducation? That psycho what to be removed? Education. Again, psychoeducation is continuing in psychiatry
questions.
because one of the patient, when I was seeing in demands, I said, please do the psychoeducation to the patient. The patient had OCD. Father was very upset. My son is psycho, so I have to do psychoeducation. He's a psycho, I am doing education. We have to stop this. Educate the family, make awareness of the illness. That should be psychoeducation. Be an AI, yes. Again, there is a project has been approved recently by our ethics committee, testing AI for psychoeducation. The patient will answer,
You can choose
ask
one or
questions,
two.
we use AI
One
to
or two
answer
which
that,
are common.
and
This
a
is
relevance,
common.
another
There are
third
some
person will be
statistics
doing it.
that's already
So that
covered.
is also project which we are doing it now.
Okay.
But again, it took a lot of time to get the approval from the ethics committee because the psychoeducation, if it says wrong, then we have to have a controller person to be there. So that is the one.
Suresh, can I interrupt?
Yes,
There are some overlaps in the question,
Yes,
and I think we have little time. We have 5 minutes. So let's just tackle two important questions which Harish and I agreed on. Would AI kill cognitive creativity? And how can AI be used to teach soft skills in psychiatry? Because there was a question on ethical issues related to AI, but that I think to some extent you have already covered, plus there's a resource book which you as teachers now will have to learn.
Okay, critical thinking and creative thinking, we have to harness more. The reason is, don't buy what the AI says. That is the reason I'm telling you, students should look into AI, see the answer, discuss what the AI has said, and what is their real truth. So critically evaluate what the AI is telling, what the article is telling, what is the real. So now you have to discuss in front of the students. Okay, we have a seminar, journal club. There is a journal club, okay. What does the AI say? This AI version, what does it say? Is it relevant or not? Is it wrong? So that we have to critically bring. Now we have to increase the creativity of the student. It's not, if you don't increase the creativity, it will take over, AI will take over. But how to improve that? Involve AI. Then only, it's like this, sir, accident will occur. Then how to avoid that? Learn how to drive safely. Can we avoid completely vehicle? No. Similarly, AI is going to remove the creativity. So how to do that? Best is to work with the AI. Increase the creativity more and more of the student. And let me tell you, every 10 years, the cognitive aspects of the student is increasing. The students, I may be a student in 1990 or 2000, but the students have come now every 10 years, the cognitive increases by 2 to 3%. It's basically genetics selection. The best in the lot will be selected to come up. So invariably it will happen, but we have to compare, critically evaluate what the AI is telling. That would be the best answer I can give you. But sir, ma'am, would you like to add? Creativity and critical thinking have to be brought in. Anything?
No, I'll go to the next question. It's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
my place to answer.
Yes.
How can AI be used to teach soft skills in psychiatry?
Now at this point of time, very difficult. But however, I would rather expecting maybe another 10 or 20 years down the line where this computer starts getting up and start answering my questions. It may, then I would like to have a beautiful girl which looks the way I want. It may happen, it's not far. That time it will tell you, this is wrong way, Dr. Suresh, you should not speak like that. It may come. Before it comes, let's teach our student how to talk to the patient. Tomorrow, who knows, the patient may say that I don't like this Kannadiga doctor. It is happening in UK, US, now also. I don't like this doctor, I want that doctor. Who knows, tomorrow the humanoid which is developing will be interesting to the patient will choose that. Will be thrown out of the market. But anyhow, that's the framework, legal framework will come into picture, because AI in ICMR says that human in the loop. Anything AI gives, somebody has to endorse it. Even in US, they are telling that if the AI is saying something with regard to research, the PI has to agree with that or discard it completely, because we'll place the complete responsibility on the PI. You can't say that AI did this. So that is how they are bringing it. That's what even the ICMR has brought in, human in the loop. And if you look at the meta-analysis everywhere, it says that human in the loop increases the productivity, increases the outcome wherever you take. Just give an AI and tell the patient to use it, it's not going to improve. There should be a human in the loop. What is that? It can be a nurse, it can be a doctor who will say, okay, this is right, this is wrong, this is medication, what's wrong in using it, how it is using it. All those discussion has to occur. Then only the AI improvement occurs.
Okay. So I think with that we will conclude the session. I will just tell a few things. One is that regarding the copyright and firewall, AI cannot, even the paid AI cannot enter that, so that it's not accessible to even the paid version of ChatGPT. Another thing is the DALI, which is along with the ChatGPT 4, it's an excellent tool for creating images, and so the creativity cannot end. It creates more and more things as you provide input into it. So definitely it is going to improve. So I think we will end in that note, and thank Dr. Suresh Badamath for the excellent talk, and Smita ma'am and myself thank the organizers for the opportunity.
So it's our pleasure to announce the prize question. So would AI kill cognitive creativity? That was the question. We don't know who has asked this. Could you please announce yourself? Yeah, please come down, sir. Pleasure.
Writing the question?
No, it reflects here. It doesn't. Please.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I kindly request Dr. Shahul Amin to felicitate the speaker and chairpersons. Dr. Smita Deshpande. Dr. Harish Tarai. Dr. Suresh Badamath. Photo, sir. Thank you. moving forward with the next session. It is going to be a panel discussion, Bridging Borders, Psychiatry Teaching and Training from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Moderator for the session is Dr. Vinay HR. I would like to welcome Dr. Vinay HR on the stage. Thank you, sir. The speakers for the session are